Here we will demonstrate how to swap the x-axis and y-axis by modifying the software. First, we need to export the software's default settings so that we can quickly restore the software to its default state later. This compressed file contains the software's default configuration information. Click Save. Later, if you want to restore the software to its default state, you can simply import it here. After clicking Open, the default information will be imported. The software will restart, which we will not demonstrate here. Now let's demonstrate how to swap the whole x-axis and y-axis. Click on Settings, then click on Coordinate System Setting. In the default state, the Invert y-axis option is checked. We need to uncheck it and then check the Invert x-axis option. Then check the option to swap the x-axis and y-axis. Then click Save. We open an image. Then you will notice here, the swap has already been made. However, this swap will not change the control logic of the software control area. Click the x-axis. The comparison will still move to the right. Click on Add. The software will still move downward. The overall effect is that the graphic is rotated 90 degrees counterclockwise. When performing this operation, be careful. The x-axis should not exceed the machine's effective travel, as it will be significantly shortened. We recommend the second method more. Achieve this control effect by changing the control lines of the XY axis through hardware.
And this video demonstrates how to swap the x-axis and y-axis. In other words, turning the horizontal into the y-axis and the vertical into the x-axis. The main idea is to switch the plugs of the x and y axis on the control board. First, we turn the machine upside down. Here it is. Inside the machine's control box, there is the machine's controller and some drivers. At both ends of the machine, here and here, there is a screw each. We use a 2.5mm hex wrench. You can remove these two screws counterclockwise. Loosen the screws. Here is the machine's control board. Here is the motor driver. This socket is for the x-axis motor control line. This is for the y-axis motor control line, and this is for the z-axis motor control line. We need to swap the plugs for the x and y axis. Unplug the y-axis. Then unplug the x-axis and pull it down. Plug the x-axis plug into the y-axis. Plug the outer plug into the x-axis. Then put it back in place. We do not recommend altering these two wires on the motor end, so do not touch them. Before installation, check if all the plugs are secure and not loose. First, install the screws on this side, as the space here is quite tight, which might make installation a bit challenging. We can Wrap some double-sided tape around the diagonal wrench to secure the screw so it won't fall off. So first, install the screws on this side. Then install the screws on this section. Start the engine. Done. Now, the exchange is complete. We can now perform a test in the software. Click X plus, and it will move in this direction. Click Y plus, and it will move in that direction. This means it is correct. During use, make sure that the graphics you draw do not exceed the machine's effective range.